Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Sophie Lou. Today I wanted to talk a little bit, kind of just briefly, about what happened with my IUD the last 2 days. So it's been 1 week since I had it removed, and I want to do this video. I'm actually getting ready to go to work, but we are going to lose power today for an undetermined amount of time, and then I won't have internet to upload anything. So maybe I can upload this before I lose power, and I don't know. Hopefully we'll have it back by Thanksgiving. Fingers crossed. So I wanted to talk about a couple of things that were kind of unexpected. First of all, if you don't like hearing about periods or female stuff, you can click away. I'm not a doctor. I don't think I mentioned that in my other videos. I'm not a medical professional, obviously. But I think, as it happens with a lot of women with endometriosis, they end up knowing more about the disease than the doctors do, because doctors just don't know enough. The treatment is not effective. Maybe it works for some people, but not consistently for everyone. And what I found the last week is that I'm slowly feeling more normal. I don't really remember. It's been 8 years since I've been on birth control, so I'm trying to remember what it's like to be Sophie. So I got my period this week, the week since I had my IUD taken out. It lasted 4 days, which, if I recall correctly, is about what it was before I started taking birth control. I remember it lasting like 3 days. It was about 4 days, with like the last day being really, really light and kind of spotty. So that was, I didn't have my period yesterday, and I haven't seen anything like spotting today, so that's awesome. And I think I mentioned this before, but with the IUD, I used to spot all the time. All the time. It was always, what it felt like was always on my period. And I still am trying to... Okay, so here's the other thing that I wasn't expecting. I lost 3 pounds. And it feels kind of strange because I held on to 127 for so long. No matter what I did, it didn't seem to come off. And I was like, okay, 127, that's not too bad. Even stopped drinking my coffee because I drink decaf because my body doesn't respond well to caffeine, just in general. My body doesn't like it. It gives me heart palpitations and too much energy. And not the right kind of energy. I don't feel more awake. So let's concentrate on the weight loss though. But I held on to 127 for quite a while, and now I'm 124. I weighed myself this morning because I'm post-period. It's when I'm not going to weigh as much because I'm not on my period, and I am 124.6. So that felt kind of amazing, and I didn't really contribute any weight gain to birth control, although I have... my weight kind of fluctuated. I met my husband at a time when I had just lost a bunch of weight. I had just lost like 65 pounds. And I ended up gaining some weight about 4 years into birth control. I gained a lot of weight, and it kind of coincided around the time when the endometriosis, what I now realize when is endometriosis, started leaking out of my belly button. It started bleeding out my belly button. And then 2 years after that, so that was in 2015, 2017, I finally had the surgery. And I noticed I lost a lot of weight after the first surgery. Mainly just because I was in surgery, but also because, and then after the second one, I lost more because I had these huge growths inside of me that was probably causing me, also your hormones. Hormones can make you gain a lot of weight. Which is why being on birth control, both birth control pills, this is in my experience, okay, I'm not talking about anybody else. In my experience, birth control pills have caused me to gain weight. And as someone who was extremely heavy, I have a video of that on my channel if you want to go look. If you're curious about how big I really was, you can go look at that, show you pictures. Birth control pills did cause me to gain weight. So it felt really great. And I don't know if it's going to be long term. I don't feel like I've changed anything really about my diet. It's pretty much the same. I can do what I eat in a day video. That would be kind of fun. Just to show you what I really do eat. It's not unhealthy. But it is pretty consistently the same. For lunches, same for dinner, same breakfast, same thing every day. So there was something else that I wanted to mention. Weight gain, weight loss. I don't remember. I'm going to pause the video real quick. See if I can remember. I should have written it down. I was going to, and then I'm like, no. Okay, I'm going to pause it and I'll be back because there was something else. So I also wanted to talk about, I don't remember if this was really what I was trying to remember, but I wanted to talk about my mood. Birth control really messed me up, like I mentioned in my other videos. Mentally, physically, I gained weight, like I just mentioned. My period was all messed up. And also emotionally, I was a mess. I would go from crying and feeling like I wanted to give up on life and just really sad and depressed. It just popped in my head. What I really wanted to mention was the fatigue also. So not just like mentally depressed and anxious and angry. I felt really angry. And I've noticed I still have anger issues. I'll admit that. But it's calmed down a lot, at least up here. Now, I think my husband would probably disagree with me on this, but up here, where he can't see it, I feel mentally more calm. Like every day, things happen and I'm just don't like, mentally I'm not like flying off the handle. Something I also did want to mention was the fatigue. It's 8:45 and I've been doing this video for 9 minutes. I'm totally dressed. All I gotta do is put my shoes on, my lunch is made, my hair is done. Not only because I knew I was going to lose power today and I wasn't sure if it would be on this morning. I woke up at like 7, kind of cranky because the heater was off. And my husband was like, oh, it's going to go off at 7. And I'm like, well, not exactly 7. So I'd like some heat, like just keep it on at least either until I leave or the power goes off, whichever happens first. So I was kind of like upset about that, but I woke up this morning. I don't usually get up at 7, but I don't feel fatigued. At least this past week, I've been slowly like feeling more normal, little more energy, and it's kind of hard to explain. And I've seen comments and Instagram posts of other women who talk about their IUD. How it makes them feel like a brain fog, or like it changes their personality, and maybe just birth control in general doesn't work for all women. and I could rant about this, okay? But I won't, because that's a different video and it's already 10 minutes long. But I'm not feeling as fatigued and tired, I guess. I feel more rested. I feel less foggy and like zombie-like. I feel more awake. And this is really important because I don't drink regular caffeine. I drink decaf coffee. I do drink regular creamer, although I've been trying to avoid milk, but that was why I was avoiding milk, and creamer in particular is the one milk thing I do drink. But I was avoiding the creamer because I was holding on to 127. And I don't know if not drinking the creamer was the cause of me losing a few pounds or if it was the IUD. So I'm drinking some creamer right now. So once I finish the bottle, if I notice that I've gained a little bit of weight, a couple pounds maybe, then maybe I'll contribute it to the creamer. But for now, I'm contributing those few pounds to the IUD coming out, because I've been noticing several, and it's not like a big mind-blowing change. They're like little bitty things that you're like, oh, I feel more energetic. I don't feel as foggy. I don't feel as tired. I don't feel as I don't know. And I looked at my face and I just looked so tired. Big bags under my eyes, which I don't wear a lot of makeup. You can see I feel a lot better. I feel more awake. I feel more alert. I don't feel like my face is looks drawn and tired. So those are really important for me. And those were changes that I was hoping to see by stopping the IUD. Yeah. So you can click away from the video now. I'm pretty much done. But I really briefly wanted to get back to my rant about birth control. Women are expected to hold the bag on this one. Men, okay, here's the thing. Women are fertile for 1 week out of the month. And yet women are expected to take birth control every day just so that they can't get pregnant. Men are fertile all the time. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. And yet men take no responsibility for this. Now, if men were told, okay, well, we've got a pill that you have to take to prevent your sperm from, getting a girl pregnant, and this is your responsibility, you need to take this, plus it's going to alter your hormones, it's going to give you anger issues, you're going to fly off the handle. Would men be on board for that? No, I don't think so. But for some reason, when girls reach that age where they start puberty and they're sexually active, girls are expected to take birth control, which, excuse me, but I think that's horseshit, okay? It is BS, capital B, capital S, okay? Now, women who have had problems with birth control, like me, who've struggled for years, and yet their partner won't have anything done, even though they don't plan on having kids, men just won't do it. I don't want to do that, even though there's no harm to them. Nothing happens to them. No changes in their mood. No changes in their chemistry, brain chemistry. It doesn't make them tired. It doesn't make them fatigued. It doesn't cause any side effects. Those are all side effects that women experience. Men would never be on board for a male birth control pill. Ever. But women are expected to comply. If I could flip off the camera right now, I would. Just know that mentally, I'm flipping people off and saying the F word. Because that is how angry this situation makes me. Women struggle. And then men say, oh, well, you're just PMS. Man, women are so moody. Man, women have just got, a bad time of it. Yeah, because we're expected to just to do that. It's expected. It's a societal expectation, just like it's expected of women to look a certain way and weigh a certain amount and look a certain way, and people need to go out and get a job right out of school. Like, you need to go to college and then you need to get a job, and you need to have 2 kids and a dog with a little fence around the yard. It's a societal expectation that you get married and have kids, and women take birth control if they don't want kids. What about if I don't want kids and I don't want to get pregnant? I'm expected to just not be sexually active. Why is there not a better solution? Rant over. Sorry I added 4 minutes to the video, but I feel like it needs to be said. I don't see anybody else saying this. Nobody else gets upset by this. And yet the medical community just, I don't know. What if, hey, this is a thought, right? A hypothesis. Maybe birth control causes endometriosis. Did anybody ever think of that? No, of course not. Nobody thinks about that because they don't know anything about endometriosis. I've been told it's a hormonal disorder. No, it's not a hormonal disorder. It's a genetic disorder. And it's integrated into your genetics. When you were born, you're predetermined whether you're going to get it or not. So which one is it? Or is it maybe a third unknown where they're telling you, it's a hormonal disorder, so we treat it with birth control, which is their hormonal solution to the hormonal disorder. But really, what if it just makes it worse? Because I didn't get endometriosis until after I started taking birth control. Is anybody else's mind blown or just mine? Because I think that that's a very viable solution. Maybe you just stop taking birth control. I'm not saying go out and have kids, but there should be solutions. There should be an alternative. And I'm making this video very long because I'm by myself and I can go off. But yeah, it makes me upset that doctors and the medical community just, I don't know, I don't care. It doesn't affect men, so who cares? As a woman, I feel like I am very much in a minority. Women are expected to do that. Take birth control, change your brain chemistry, change the very essence of who you are. What if I don't want to do that? And I don't. And I've just talked about several things that are actually positive, that have changed for the better for me since I stopped taking. And this has been 1 week, right? I'm seeing some really rapid changes. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to go back to an IUD and cramping every day, pain every day. It hurts. The IUD hurts. You can feel it. I could feel it in there. It's not pleasant. It's not. So I want to upload this, finish getting ready for work. It's a very long video. So if you stayed, thank you for listening to my rant. If you agree, give this video a thumbs up. If you don't agree, you can be a turd and thumbs it down. I don't care. But no, then I'm mentally flipping you off. And if you agree with me, great. Leave me a comment. Do IUDs work for you? Have they not worked for you? Maybe they work for some women, but from what I've read, they don't work for a lot of women. I don't know. I'm just playing it by ear. I'm trying to figure it out. So I hope everyone has a beautiful day. I will check back in after the power comes back on. So have a beautiful day, and I'll check in later. Bye.